Beautiful girl, wherever you are.
Who hasn't heard of Beautiful Girl? Well, that song released last year is still topping the charts and remains one of today's most requested songs.
There's nothing heavy about it, ba? It's just a nice, sentimental, romantic song.
The words are really very meaningful, and the music is just, what should I say, soothing to the emotions, the feelings.
Wherever you are, I fear that I might have lost you forever, like a song in the night.
Its composer, businessman Jose Mari Chan, is now the only Filipino artist to have sold more than 400,000 copies of this album, setting a record in the music industry. A significant feat for somebody who only does music as a hobby.
Well, I think that the Filipino is a glutton for sentimental love, saccharine, sugary love songs. You know, the real rock songs have a hard time making it here in the Philippines. So I think it's because of that my songs continue to be accepted by the public.
We're on the road, we move from place to place, and oftentimes when I'm about to call it home, we'd have to move along. Life is a constant change.
Constant Change was the first album in over 10 years to hit the quintuple platinum mark, selling over 200,000 copies in the Philippines alone.
It dawned on me that there are changes in our lives over which we have no control. In the song, I said that we're like clouds that move across the skies.
But cynics find his lyrics too sentimental, mushy, and trite. They say his love songs do not fit today's situation.
People have said that how come I don't write about social injustice in this country? I think that songs are the wrong venues for commentaries like that. You know? When you want to go home and listen and relax to music, you wouldn't want to listen to a protest song. So I feel that God has gifted me with a talent for writing love songs, and that's what I do best.
Music has always been a part of Joe's life.
I guess I grew up in a home conducive to songwriting and music. You know, there was music all day long. My Lola used to sing me to sleep with those beautiful balitaos. And I always tell my friends that perhaps she planted tiny musical seeds in my mind or in my subconscious that would reap a harvest for me later on.
He began his professional singing career in the early 60s. While he was still in college, he performed on stage and television, and in one of those gatherings, he met his future wife, Mary Ann.
And they had warned me that Joe Marie's line, when he meets a girl that he's attracted to, will say, "Oh, you inspire me so much, I'll compose a song for you," okay? And that's exactly what he told me when he first met me. So I said, "Thank you," but I didn't believe him. And actually, he did compose a song. I think 3 days later, the song was done. And he sent me a telegram from Iloilo to say that the song was completed, that I had inspired him so much that the song was composed, okay? But I guess he's been composing so many songs as part of our courtship. When we got married, all the songs in the wedding were all his compositions.
Memories of you follow everywhere I go, down the high and byways of my days. Music of your laughter fills my every dream like a love song from long ago.
For Joe, composing his songs comes easy. What do? You sit at your piano?
You know, when I do that, nothing comes out. When I deliberately try to compose, almost always nothing comes out. And yet, there are times when I'm having a board meeting and then a melody suddenly comes and I have to excuse myself pretending that I have to go to the men's room when in fact I have to write it down before I forget it like a song in the night. When I'm riding a plane and you know the sound of the droning, usually I hear the melodies and then I construct it. I finish it, of course, afterwards because it has to come, you know, it has to have a form.
But for practical-minded Joe, music could only be a hobby. Right after college, he joined his family's sugar trading business. And when Marcos declared martial law and government took over the sugar industry, his family decided to leave. They re-established their business in New York.
I learned a lot in business. I learned a lot in New York. And I had a great time in New York. You know, my family and I got very close. Not too much socializing there. And so the weekends are really devoted to family life.
Joe says he owes his success to his family.
They're very sensitive to people, which is what their father and I are like. And at the same time, they're also very artistic. And in a sense, also very romantic.
Is anybody taking after him?
They're all very musical. So in that sense, they all have a good ear for music and they all have their individual musical talent.
Let's sing Merry Christmas and a happy holiday.
Eldest daughter Liza is slowly following her dad's footsteps. In Jose Mari Chan's Christmas album, Liza sings the Carrier song with her dad. The album launching last Saturday was Liza's first public appearance.
I was really nervous at first because I didn't know what people would think. I didn't want them to think that, you know, here was this girl who her father was just forcing to sing just because, oh, this is my daughter and give her a chance too. And, you know, I wanted them to be able to say that, oh yeah, she did it as a favor for her dad, but I mean, it came out pretty well.
Joe's producers feel this song will be another hit. But coming back was a big challenge to Joe.
I had a comeback single and an anthology Golden Collection album featuring my old hits, just to remind the people of who this Joe Mari Chan was. And then the album Constant Change was released in 1989. And that, you know, I guess was my biggest album.
After hitting the gold mark, the album was released in other Asian countries. The album features the same brand of Jose Mari Chan's music, straight from the heart.
All through my life of seasons, no matter how far I roam.
His producers will soon release it to Hong Kong and Singapore. This, Joe believes, will provide an opportunity not just for himself, but also for other Filipino singers and composers.
The door has been opened. In the next 15 years, Southeast Asia will be our niche.
The Filipino.
I think so.
Why are you so optimistic?
Well, we are the leader in this part of the world in terms of music. I mean, you go all over Southeast Asia and the Filipino musician is ubiquitous. He's in the coffee lounge, he's in the hotel, he's in restaurants. He's everywhere. But this is the first time, though, that Filipino song has entered or has reached the mainstream of these countries. You know, they all know theoretically that the Filipino musician is good. But for them to be singing Filipino songs now, and for Malaysian teenagers or Indonesian teenagers to be writing to Joe Mari Chan saying, I love your beautiful girl, you know, I think that's where our future lies.
How do you feel when you receive a letter from Malaysia saying that?
Elated. Elated.
Surprised?
Yes, of course.